What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid, and welcome back to my Final Fantasy XII Randomizer. Guys, we are now on part number 26. We're going to finish off with this still shrine. We're going to get the Sword of Kings. And then we're going to go murder a few people because, hey, murder's fun. Really fun. But before that, we do need to have a little serious time. Okay, we need to have a little serious conversation, mainly with regards to the whole you know, like, early access thing on Patreon. I've been reading the comments and it seems like, honestly, it's probably me explaining it really badly, but it seems a few people are not fully understanding the process, basically. So what I mean by that is, when I say that, you know, like, Patreon's gonna get 6 to 9 videos or something like that every single day, I do not mean that they are all going to be the same series. Okay, so for example, right now, right at this very instant, I am recording Final Fantasy IV and Final Fantasy XII. Okay, those are the two things that are currently being recorded for Patreon, and pretty soon that is going to have something else added to it as well. However, some people seem to be under the assumption that every single day, you know, you're going to get like 9 randomizer videos. No. So basically, like, Patreon will never be, you know, like 6 months ahead of YouTube for any particular series or anything like that. So any comments that get left on YouTube, don't worry, they will still be seen, they will still be taken note of, they will still be replied to, you know, all of that sort of thing. The only slight differences is, firstly, there will be, you know, a little bit of an extra gap, so to speak. However, with the way I've got my schedule, right, that with YouTube having a video from every series every single day, right? So with that, for example, the 12 randomizer, I'm only really recording that once a week, basically. So what that essentially means is Patreon will only really ever be a week ahead of YouTube. Yeah, like, if I record a video on a Monday, chances are you're gonna see that video, you know, by the end of the week, basically. Maybe the start of the week after. You know, like, worst case scenario with some games, only some games, most notably the actual walkthroughs. Yeah, so with some things like that, Patreon might be 2 weeks ahead, maybe 3 at an absolute push, but it's never going to be months ahead or anything like that. And also, just with regards to why, you know, so over the past, honestly, it's probably, at the very least, it's pretty much been all year, but probably even longer than that, to be honest, because I mean, when did it first start? I can't remember when it first started, actually, but long story short, YouTube as a whole is going very downhill for me, and has been for quite a while now. Obviously, you know, YouTube is my job. It's how I pay my bills, it's how I keep food on the table and stuff like that. So with YouTube, you know, being my job, obviously, with everything sort of going really downhill, and has been going downhill for a while now, obviously things get to be quite difficult and quite stressful. So with like the level of engagement, for example, dropping so much as well, YouTube's not sharing any videos themselves are only getting like 1,000 views now, whereas, you know, like 6 to 12 months ago, everything I uploaded was getting like 4,000 or 5,000 views. So we are on, you know, quite a massive decline. But then also on top of that, there's also been the extreme, and I say extreme quite easily, to be honest, because it's been a massive increase in ad block users. I mean, I know ads get really annoying, It's like it's one of them things, you know, they've always been annoying. I fully get that. I fully get that. But obviously they are how I earn, pretty much. So with so many people using adblock now, it's no exaggeration to say that easily 80% of my viewers use adblock, pretty much. So that alone is massively hindering the channel too. So with all of that, I basically need to do something, you know, to try and equalize things, if that makes sense. Because I mean, right now, YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon all combined are essentially just keeping me afloat, pretty much. So yeah, things are certainly tough for sure. But no, that's not me saying, haha, give me money. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Honestly, you know, if you want to like the videos and comment on the videos, you know, that would help a huge amount, just in terms of, you know, getting the algorithm to actually share them. And obviously, you know, watch the videos all the way through, because it's like if I make a 30-minute video and then someone only watches it for like 30 seconds, essentially, YouTube sees that and it's like, oh, this video is just absolutely terrible, we're not going to show anyone, you know. So it's like the engagement and the watch time is super important with regards to all of that. But yeah, I mean, right now, YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon, like all combined, is sort of just keeping me afloat. And obviously, you know, the UK has the cost of living crisis, which it's still in at the moment, so that's obviously not really helping matters. But yeah, essentially, if things do not change, like if, you know, like YouTube doesn't get better, if Twitch doesn't get better, if Patreon doesn't get better, or something like that, like if nothing gets better, then honestly by Christmas this year, the odds are extraordinarily high that this channel will go back to being a hobby channel, and I will have to get a new job. I mean, I've already started to apply for regular jobs, basically, just because it can't be maintained, you know. Like I can't maintain this level of panic, essentially. Yeah, panic's probably a pretty good word, because obviously you never want to worry about having to pay your bills and all that, you know. And that is one of the things that's going on at the minute. And then with other series, you know, like Grandia or this 12 Rando series itself, some people complained about, you know, the gaps in videos and stuff like that. But the thing is, I have to prioritize higher viewed content. You know what I mean? Like I have to prioritize, just because, again, it goes back to bills, basically. So it's like when FF16 came out, you know, like everything was shoved to the side. I wonder if that Sword of King's any good. But yeah, everything got shoved to the side for me to focus on FF16. You know, and that's just the way it had to be. Grandia was getting less than 1,000 views. It's like every Grandia video, and I say every Grandia video since about part 30 was earning less than £1. Now that's less than £1. So yeah, obviously when it comes to time per cost, a Grandia video was taking me like an hour to an hour and a half to record, edit, and upload. And then that translates to, you know, like an hour of my time being worth £1, basically. So it obviously causes a lot of issues with lower viewed content. It's the same with FF12 right now. That is really not doing too well. That's only like £2-3 a video, you know. That's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get so many out, and obviously trying to push the early access on Patreon as a way to reward the supporters. You know, like people who support the channel get a lot more content for all of their favorite games. And, you know, like, do I like doing that? No. You know, no, because it makes it feel sort of, in a sense, like you have to pace sort of thing. I know it doesn't. Like, on the YouTube side, nothing's really changed. It's still 1 video a day and that sort of thing. Nothing's really changed on that. But I don't like the idea of pushing Patreon. You know, I've never liked the idea of pushing Patreon. It's like one of the reasons I don't do sponsorships on this channel really is because I don't like asking people to sign up for mobile games and all that sort of stuff, you know. And then we also have like merch. When was the last time you guys actually saw me advertise my merch? You know, I don't like trying to push stuff like that, you know what I mean? Which obviously in this sort of job is very, very bad, really. You know, like I should most definitely be doing that a lot more often than I am. But then it also I feel like it kind of comes across sort of, I don't know, like it's hard to explain. It's not a nice feeling. It's not a nice feeling, that's for sure. Like I don't like trying to push that, but I think we are at that sort of point where I might have to start, you know. I might actually have to start doing that sort of stuff because the channel is not sustainable anymore. And that's also why I try and branch out into other content, you know, why I try and stop doing just Final Fantasy, because just Final Fantasy as a whole is also not sustainable. You know, if I was to only do Final Fantasy content all day every day, then I'd have no content to make after like another 1 to 2 years. You know, we'd have gone through all the mods, we'd have done a bunch of challenges, we'd have done let's plays for everything, and then after all that content's made, what is there to do? You know, there's nothing left to do at that point. So that's why I'm trying to branch out on that front as well. But then whenever we do a new game series, it typically tanks, really. You know, it's like Atelier games are always hit and miss. Disgaea 7 is one that typically does sort of okay, but obviously that's mostly guide content I do. But then that'll only you know do well for like a month or so. And then we're sort of back to square one, where it's like, okay, well, the only thing that really gets any views is FF, so we're gonna have to make FF, which means we're running low on content for that, and then it sort of escalates all the problems, you know what I mean? It's one of them. It really is like one of them. Just I don't know. Lots to think about, you know. Lots to think about. And I just want to say, like, this isn't me moaning or anything like that. Like, I don't want to come across that I'm moaning. Also, the store should be updated now. But yeah, I don't want to come across like I'm moaning or anything like that. I'm just trying to answer questions answer questions and also talk about some things that people have been commenting on in you know the videos more recently, just to try and give that little, what's the word, understanding on the situation. Because obviously as somebody looking in, you know, not everybody has all the details of everything. Not everybody knows the ins, the outs, and all that sort of stuff. So I'm basically just trying to give some perspective and why we are going the direction that we are, basically. I mean, hey, if things pick up on YouTube, you know, if YouTube really picks up, the level of engagement skyrockets, you know, YouTube starts sharing the content more, the views go up, and so on and so forth. If that happens, then we can stop the early access on Patreon. You know what I mean? Like that can happen if YouTube picks itself back up. But right now we just, I don't know, we just don't really have a choice, you know. And I mean that's again, it's not me saying, oh, give me money. No, it's nothing like that whatsoever. It's like you can do tons to help the channel, you know, like, and it's all free, you know, just liking, commenting, sharing the videos around, following me on Twitter. You know, Twitter would help get well, a higher Twitter account and higher Twitter engagement, for example, would help get more sponsorships, and obviously better sponsorships. So no terrible mobile game sponsorships. You know, we could actually get proper worthwhile ones, that sort of deal. But obviously, you know, we need higher engagements and higher numbers on the other platforms. And again, it's same with Twitch. You know, just pop on over to the streams, you know, have a few comments with us, you know, have a bit of a conversation and whatnot, and then that also puts those numbers up, which makes it easier for me to approach companies and being like, yeah, hey, do you want to work together? You know, we can do some cool stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like there's tons. Well, actually, the best way to support the channel is probably free, to be honest. Yeah, like just in general, following the other platforms and taking part in the comment sections. You know what I mean? That is definitely the best way to support the channel, for sure. Yeah, it's just that's where we're at right now, anyway. And I know it's gonna seem a little ranty in a sense. I know it's gonna seem that way, and honestly, I really did not want it to come across that way. It is more just a, you know, okay, here's why this is happening. It's been happening for this long. Let's actually talk about it. You know, and obviously, like, YouTube's gonna get this video sort of next week. I mean, this is part 26. I think that goes live like around the middle of the week or something like that. And I mean, I'm recording this now on Saturday the 5th of August, so it is about, you know, a week out. So I know, you know, some people are gonna get this a little late. Maybe, you know what, maybe I'll just make like a dedicated video for it. Maybe I will. I don't know, because I feel like doing it in 2 videos would be sort of like really. But then there's also the fact of, will everybody actually see, you know? Oh, really? They have guild toss, man. Oh, and I still couldn't steal. God damn it. Okay, so they got guild toss. Well, at least we won, right? At least we won. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make a separate video for it, because then it does come across a little having you know, the information in 2 videos. But then also it's like, if people don't really watch the FF12 randomizer, then they're not gonna really know about it. So it's a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation, you know. But that kind of sums YouTube up in general, to be honest. It's like, especially with like nearly 120,000 subscribers now, it's like that definitely, yeah, definitely sort of always puts you in a damned situation, because no matter what you do, you're never gonna please everybody, you know. Like it's gonna be completely impossible to please everybody, you know. So trying to find the balance where you please as many people as possible while not really disappointing anybody is definitely really difficult. And honestly, I know this whole like Patreon thing, I know that has disappointed a lot of people. You know, a lot of people think they're getting screwed, essentially. But I hope now, after like all this information and that, I hope you can actually see and also just understand why we had to, you know, why we had to do this. And I mean, I am like really gonna try and hold out until the end of the year, because I do have some pretty big plans for content around then, which I may end up actually just bringing forward, to be honest. I might scrap some of the other plans I had and just bring my other plan forward, maybe, and then see how that goes. But if that doesn't work, then yeah, I think the channel will be pretty pretty screwed, and we might actually have to take it back to a more hobby level channel. So it'd be like, you know, a couple of videos a week sort of thing, rather than videos daily and stuff like that. We might have to, you know, just take it back, sadly. I don't know though. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But you know, I'll keep everybody up to date anyway. And I know the topic, you know, the topic and that sometimes comes up in Discord, where, you know, people sort of just talk about it and that. So obviously, if you're in the Discord server, that's probably going to be where you stay up to date on everything the easiest. Just because, like, obviously, when it comes to Discord, you know, I'm always in there. I'm always available for a chat and that sort of thing. I know I appear offline on Discord, but that's for two reasons. Firstly, I don't want people to see what I'm playing, because obviously, you know, that can give away some of the things that I'm working on, and obviously sometimes I do get games pre-release, so obviously I can't always show them off, obviously. And then of course when recording, I don't want the Discord notification ding constantly coming up in the video, basically. So even though I do appear offline on Discord a lot, I am there most of the time. So, you know, just comment in chat lobby or anything like that, and I'll probably see it. I will probably see it. And then yeah, we can just have conversations whenever people want. So it's like I do try and talk in Discord as much as possible. So that is probably the absolute easiest way to get in touch with me, actually. Yeah. But yeah, for now, it's just one of them. And as I say, I have applied for, you know, a few jobs and whatnot. So we'll sort of see how that goes, and then how the work-life balance is in that regard. But right now, it's everything's sort of up in the air, really, isn't it? Like everything is sort of up in the air. So I can't really give any more details on any of that or anything like that. But we'll try. You know, I'll keep you guys updated. You know, if I get a normal job, then I'll obviously let you guys know, and then obviously I'm gonna have to revise, you know, Patreon, YouTube, Twitch. So it's gonna be a whole cluster, really. It's like things are gonna be a little messy for sure over the next coming 6 months, but I mean, we'll try, you know. Okay, so the shops don't update in the randomizer. Interesting. Actually, maybe this one has, because normally they sell a couple of bits of new gear in a normal run, but it doesn't seem like on the randomizer they do. So yeah, we can't really do much with that. Right. I think I need to go back to Robin Noster now, actually. Like, I'm pretty sure I need to go back to Robin Noster, so yeah, because I need now be in a fortress, don't I? Because now we have to cross the ocean, don't we? At least I think that's now. Is that now or is that later? I can't actually remember. Oh yeah, no, Mossfront Highway. So we don't actually have to cross the ocean. We just have to walk through there. Yeah, so we found where we're going. We're not lost. We are not lost, people. We got this. We got this. Oh man. Yeah, so if you've made it this far into the video, firstly, thanks for listening, guys. Thank you for listening. You know, I will be curious to see how many people actually made it this far, for sure. Yeah, I'm curious to see what people have to say about it and all that. Just because, you know, like these little conversations, they are definitely not the easiest things to have, you know, because it's one of those things where I think some people would care, but for the most part, like for the most part, there are definitely a lot that just sort of don't want to know, if that makes sense. Like I think it's a case of people need to realize, well, I say people, some people need to realize, because I know a lot of you do, it is a minority that sort of have this problem, so to speak, but some people do need to realize that, yeah, YouTube is a free platform. You know, you can enjoy all the content on YouTube for free, but at the same time, YouTube creators are not TV networks. You know, we don't get paid a set amount to make the content. We get paid in proportion to how well the content is received. And at the end of the day, there is a person behind the screen. You know, there is a person behind the screen. Like that, I am just a real person. I am no different to any of you. Wow, that's a lot of EXP. Yeah, I'm no different to any of you or anything like that. So whenever, you know, whenever we see some comments of, it's gonna sound bad saying this, like it's gonna sound really bad saying this, but whenever we see some comments of extreme over entitlement, where I suppose I should probably clarify this. So where people basically demand content, no matter what it is, no matter what it takes to make, you know, they will demand that content like it's the easiest thing in the world to do. And then when you don't do it, it's like you're just public enemy number one, essentially, you know. So it does go back to that damned if do, damned if don't situation. But I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Oh man, that's gonna be really bad. I need to murder him ASAP. He's got too much health as well. This could suck now. This could really suck. I don't know if we're actually gonna be able to kill him. I mean, we are getting rid of his health pretty decently, but he's also reflecting damage back to me. And there's no save point around here, so maybe we'll die. I don't know. No, we got it. Okay, what do we get? 16,000. Dude, 16,000 EXP. Damn, that's a nice increase, man. That's a really nice increase for sure. Oh, dude. Oh, and I actually read a comment today. Although that was the comment I'm about to talk about is an older comment. Well, I say an older comment. It's a comment on an older 12 randomizer video. So if you make it to this video, then yeah, I'm enjoying the 12 rando again for sure. Like now that we are not getting blocked at literally every single turn, like every single twist and turn in the game, yes, I am enjoying the 12 randomizer again. But I think, in fact, you know what? No, I think that takes us to where another important thing we should probably talk about. So I recently got called out. I'm not gonna name drop the person who did it or anything like that. We're not going to do that. We are not about that. But I am going to talk about this person's comment. So apparently I am bizarre. Yeah. Apparently I'm like a fake FF fan, as it were. Like I'm not a real FF fan. You know, stuff like that. Pretty dumb comments in general. We're gonna buy more of these actually. Oh, I don't have the gill. But yeah, a pretty dumb comment in general, to be honest. And the reason for that is because I don't like well, I apparently don't like 12. Now let's talk about something right now. So first of all, you don't have to like a game's storyline to enjoy a game. And I think this is probably one of the most important things to say. Yes, I do not like the story for 12. I do not like Ivalice's storyline, whether it's 12, whether it's tactics. I'm not a fan. Okay, I am not a fan of the storyline. Does that mean I hate the games? No, that doesn't mean I hate the games, like, at all. Like, it's kind of silly to think I hate the games just because I don't like a storyline. You know, like I enjoy the gameplay of 12. I really like the gameplay. And here's the thing, right? I can play a game with a bad story and good gameplay and still have fun. Now, if a game has bad gameplay, I can still enjoy that. I can still play that as long as the story is good. But it has to be really, really good in that situation. Like, it has to be amazing, the story does. So for me, good gameplay can save a bad storyline. And then vice versa, you know, an amazing story could save a game with bad gameplay. You know what I mean? So there is no like one size fits all in this topic. You know, there is no one size fits all in this topic whatsoever. But yeah, because I enjoy the gameplay and not the story, I'm apparently not, you know, like, I'm not an FF fan because I don't like every single thing about every single FF. That's not what being a fan means. Okay? Like, that logic right there is the logic of a fanboy. The games, so all the games, all FF games, and I'm not talking about just numbered titles here, okay? I'm talking about all of the titles, spin-offs included, yeah? All of the games have good, all of the games have bad. There is no perfect game. There is nothing perfect in life, and there will never be anything truly perfect, you know? And obviously everybody's tastes are different. Me not enjoying the story for 12 does not mean the story is terrible and you have to agree with me. No, that's not what that means at all. It just means I don't like the story. You know, I can still enjoy the game. I can still have tons and tons of fun with the game. Does that mean you have to agree with like my thoughts and opinions? No, like that's not what that means at all. It just means we enjoy different things. Kind of like how I enjoy grinding, but not everybody else does. Oh, hello, Ingrid. Okay, well, the other characters are way up there. But yeah, so just because I enjoy something, just because I don't enjoy the storyline doesn't mean I don't like the game. You know, it goes both ways as well. Because I mean, a lot of the games have problems, you know, a lot of them have problems for sure, and being able to recognize those problems is not a bad thing. It doesn't make the game bad, it just makes you objective, you know. That's all. That's literally all it does. And yeah, obviously likes and dislikes are highly subjective, you know. Everybody is going to have their own likes and their own dislikes. Nobody is going to be completely identical or anything like that. So it's one of them, you know. It's definitely one of them. Obviously these comments are few and far between. These comments are very, very few and far between where it's like this. It's just the topic we were on before, and that it just made me think of it. So I was like, yeah, I feel like we should probably talk about this, you know. We should probably cover this, to be honest, because I enjoy all FF games for different reasons, you know. But then just to have someone come out to say like, oh, you don't like FF, like, what? No, I love FF, you know. I mean, to say I don't like FF is, to be honest, pretty silly in general, because you gotta think, I play it all day every day. Like, why would I do that if I absolutely hated it? You know what I mean? That's really okay. You know, actually, we're gonna use the save points. But yeah, that's really not how that works. Like, if I was to continue to play games every single day that I did not like for YouTube and for Twitch and that, I would absolutely hate my job. You know, I would absolutely hate my job. And then obviously when you hate your job because you're doing the same thing day in, day out, you know, that is a very quick path to severe depression, you know. And that is why I won't really cover games I don't enjoy, you know. Like, honestly, with the problems that with the problems that we were having with, you know, the channel and its feasibility and whatnot, I could get around that instantly in one way. And all I would have to do for that, right? All I would have to do is start playing trend games. Once a new game comes out, I would just have to cover that. And as long as I kept going from new game to new game to new game to new game, the channel would be fine, because obviously the games would be much more searched. You know, I mean, a lot of these Final Fantasy games are between 20 and 30 years old, you know? So obviously the searching for that is only older viewers who grew up with those games. It's not pulling in a new audience, so to speak. Whereas if I did it for new games like Armored Core coming up, you know, if I played Armored Core and made a bunch of videos on that, like, the channel would probably do much better. But I don't want to do that, because then chances are I would eventually end up playing games that I don't like, you know? And yes, I will fully admit I have done that a couple of times, you know? I will fully admit I have done that a couple of times, where I have played games that I just do not like, just for the sake of YouTube, basically. Luckily enough, though, those games are pretty small. You know, they are pretty small. I've never really had to worry about having any problems with them or anything like that. And then typically I would actually end up just dropping the game anyway if it really was that bad for me. So it's one of them, you know. It's, I don't know. I feel like I'm just rambling now. I think we're just gonna change the subject, to be honest. Would probably be a lot better. Even though at this point, I mean, what, the video is like 36 minutes long. At this point, there's probably only like 4 people still watching anyway. So I suppose it doesn't really matter too much. I've already drove everybody else away. Oh man. But yeah, it's one of them. It's what it is. But then again, I suppose some of you guys actually like hearing the behind the scenes things, right? Like, I know some people really don't, but some people do enjoy listening about behind the scenes stuff. So hopefully that was in depth enough for you. Right, I think this is the Galmore jungle, right? Is this the Galmore, or is this somewhere else? I wanna say it's Galmore, right? I think it's Galmore. Is it? Yeah, it's Galmore. Okay, so we're making progress. We're getting there. Oh wait, no, it's Salika Wood. Oh, that means we gotta fight the bomb soon as well, doesn't it? Oh, it also means we could potentially go to where, I can't remember the name of the area, but it's got like a bunch of really high level mobs in there, basically. It's the place with like all the undead. I can't remember the name. No, I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But it's where one of the secret shops in the game is, where you have to like interact with like the corner of a room. That place. Yeah, we could go there soon. I don't know if we're going to, though. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to go there or not. Maybe we'll just sort of sit around here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But what I do know is I think we are going to end things here, guys. I am sorry about the rant, but you know, I felt like it had to be done. You know, it was just one of those things that I felt like I had to get off my chest for sure. So it is what it says. But I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless, even if it was a little ranty. And hopefully I will see you all in the next one, everybody.